But, oh, he hung his rook back.
He hung his rook in the process.
King e5?
Knight b5 is coming.
I don't know who's better here and why.
I don't know who's better either, Robert. I'm freaking out.
I think it's a draw. I think with best play it's a draw because you're
probably best play is a draw.
King d5. The knight was almost trapped. So you actually
he should have played King d5. Not sure why Hikaru went for this. He's going to settle on the draw, unless he's got to win with h3 and a g-pawn.
He's got to win.
H3 Oh my god. Oh my god, what a swindle.
Oh my god.
That was so. I almost cursed on Chess.com TV for the first time in my life. Robert.
Yep.
I've got my coffee. I've got my sippy cup. I've got you next to me. Is there anything else I could ever need in this world?
Well, Danny, can you handle this? Arin, producer, can you handle this? Hikaru and Alireza, can you handle this? I don't think I can handle this, Danny. I'm so excited for the Bullet Chess
This is going to be the best half hour of my weekend right now. So the only thing I'm not ready for, besides your jelly, is that the rest of my weekend is going downhill after I see Grandmaster Hikaru Nakamura and Grandmaster Alireza Firouzja throw down in what's going to be perhaps the biggest match of the day. I mean, I don't want to say that because we got 5 hours ahead of us, dude, and so many exciting games ahead of us, but it doesn't really seem to be anything is more anticipated than what's going to happen right here. Obviously, if we talk about the bracket and everything that we've been building into as far as the Bullet Chess Championship goes, you've got the number 1 seed, Hikaru Nakamura, and then you've got maybe his most formidable opponent potentially. Of course, I'm excited to see what happens in every matchup, facing off against him in the first round, Robert.
Yeah, this is a phenomenal first-round matchup. I know there are a lot of people being like, couldn't this be the finals? Well, it couldn't be, but maybe in the future years it will be, and for years to come at that. And Danny, we just have so many great matchups today. We've got Aroni and Karyakin. I'm particularly excited about that one, simply because I'm really not sure how good those players are at 1-0. I've seen them play 1-1 in the
Right.
speed championship, but without the increment, when the gloves come off, I want to see how they are down to the wire when they've just minimal time on the clock.
Agreed 100%. I can't wait to see what happens. I know what Hikaru Nakamura is capable of when there's no increment. I know what Firouzja is capable of. And right now I know a little bit more about the right side of the bracket than I do about the left because we've been seeing Bortnik and Federico Perez Ponza, who, by the way, is he not the Argentinian Eric Rosen with a little bit of blush on his cheeks? Can we just get a an image of what Antonio Banderas and Eric Rosen would look like if they had a baby? Well, we've got it right in front of us. Federico Perez Ponza. That's another discussion. Let's get into the discussion because the games are about to start, Robert. We don't need to have any other hype besides remind everybody of what the format is. We're about to see 30 continuous minutes, a clock counting down, just like the SEC, of bullet chess between Hikaru Nakamura and Alireza Firouzja. The players have been seeded, obviously, in the most traditional fashion by rating and paired off. And the games will go. If a game is started before the timer runs out, of course it counts. Anybody who's watched the SEC knows exactly what that's about. And of course, if the players are tied at the end of this, then we have overtime. That's just more free chess and more excitement for all of us. So that's going to be welcomed by everybody. I'm ready. I'm ready to welcome this, Robert. I'm so excited. Here we go. Hikaru Nakamura, Alireza Firouzja. This is it.
I'm nervous,
This is the
Danny.
matchup.
You know me, I almost never get nervous. I am nervous for this because I know that Hikaru is the favorite. He definitely is. But Firouzja is an absolute monster. And I really think he could pull this off. I'd probably give Hikaru what would you give him? 80% chance of winning? Is that too high? Am I giving him too much credit?
Uh, it, I don't think so. I think Hikaru is motivated. He's been hearing the chatter. He saw Alireza set the new all-time record, and I think Hikaru is coming here as motivated as ever. We just got some cheers. We got a lot of stuff on screen right now, but I'm going to also remind everybody that starting tomorrow, we actually have a new format we're trying for the first time. And since we just asked the daily question before the games start, let's actually tell everybody what that format is for those of you who didn't get the memo. Tomorrow we're doing something a little different, which is a win counts as a point, and you must get 6 points within a set. What makes that different? Well, one thing is that if there's a draw, it doesn't count for anything. A lot of people have talked about how do we keep chess at the highest level super exciting with the increased amount of draws? Well, we came up with an idea that says, how about draws just won't count? And if you draw, guess what? You might play 100 games if you're going to keep drawing games. Try to find a way to win because only a win counts as a point. You must get 6 points to win a set, and a set must be won by 2 points. Yes, this is exactly what you would see in a tennis match. Tomorrow's first match, which is the consolation event, will be a best of 3 set series to win the match. The championship will be a best of 5 set. The other thing that's really exciting about this format, Robert, is that in theory, we don't know how long a match could go because if somebody wins the first 2 sets but then loses the next 2, I mean, there's always a chance for a comeback, which one of the things that happens that can be a little deflating in chess, as you know, is if you lose a ton of games, now a 20-point deficit is just frankly insurmountable. But in this format, the structure is such that if you lose a set, you're always starting fresh in the next set, and in theory, there's always a chance to come back and win the whole match. So get involved with us. Use the hashtag BulletChess on Twitter. Let us know if you think this is an interesting approach to match play settings in chess. Robert, your thoughts about what we're trying to do tomorrow?
No, I'm excited for that because it's good. Like you said, it's really tough when you feel like you're just lost early on. You go on tilt, you lose a bunch of games. But in this format, when it's tennis scoring, you could lose 5 games in a row and just be like, all right, this set is over. You take that one, but I have a chance to come back, right? And that's really important, especially in bullet when tilt is the norm and you get a little bit of break between sets. You can calm yourself down, be like, okay, that one's over, but essentially like losing one portion of the event rather than the whole thing. And I think it gives players motivation to continue fighting. Whereas, of course, all the players are trying to win at every game, but there's something deflating about losing a bunch of games in a row.
Right. And our hope is that that'll keep both the players and fans engaged as long as possible. I don't think people need more engagement than what they've got here. Hikaru's hair is blowing in the wind. Alireza's got what looks like a very welcoming living room there. I think we're ready to rock. I'm just waiting for the team to get the party started. I'm with you, Robert. I'm strapped in, buckled in, right? Pull the belt tight and low across your hips. Remember, your seat is not a flotation device on this show. But hopefully there won't be too many hard crash landings.
And I'm just trying to figure out, after you gave that kind of great point about Ponza being an Argentine Eric Rosen, I'm just trying to figure out with this tennis scoring, would he be more a Juan Martín del Potro, or will he be a Diego Schwartzman? And I'm not sure. It's really giving me a little bit of a headache right now to think about that because they're so different. But let's get this underway. Danny, I'm not strapped into my seat. I haven't buckled my seatbelt. You know I've always been the problematic child. So can we get this going? I'm so excited.
I'm waiting. We're ready. Let's go. The show is starting. I think we're about 30 seconds away, and then we're going to have 30 minutes of nonstop bullet action. Hikaru Nakamura, Alireza Firouzja. I'm going to try to say his name with different emphasis on different syllables all day. Not because of any disrespect, but because I love saying his name. Firouzja. I just love it. I love it. It rolls off the tongue, kind of like his chess moves roll onto the board when he dominates most of his opponents in bullet chess. But you can't get a tougher opponent than one Hikaru Nakamura. So just like that, the games are underway, and we have liftoff. Here we go.
Oh, there we are. And we have Hikaru with the white pieces out to a quick 3-second lead on the clock and a better position. Because look at that, controlling the pawn breaks. Now the knight's hitting into d6 right away, or he take on e5.
I was going to say the bishop on b7 was under fire, but he took with the pawn instead of the knight.
Yeah, he wants to make use of that pin there. And now look at the f file. So take on b7 with the knight, take on b4. It's a free pawn.
But c2 is a target here. Alireza has his own pressure to bring. Now there's a threat of knight takes b3. Oh, did Hikaru miss it?
No, I think he would have taken on b4 anyway. So there was a little bit of pawn swapping through non-traditional means. And right now, what's going on? e6 is a problem. So queen b5, played b4 next, kick the knight away. There it is. And okay.
Oh, now he's got a double attack on the rook and the pawn on e6. I don't think Firouzja saw that.
Yeah, now rook e7 check was a threat, so you hit him with the knight. But watch out, the c2 and b4 both under attack.
Yep.
So look at him go, pushing that
pawn.
Plus,
there's always potential. I was going to say, there's always potential when a rook and knight have pressure on the
hung
king side.
b6.
Hikaru hangs the b6 pawn. Oh my gosh, and we saw the natural reaction right there.
Yeah, he's like, oh, you know what, bleep.
Yeah, that was like a bleeper McBleeper son. Here comes f. No, okay, you can't play f4. You might want to play rook g3.
No,
check there.
He blundered his rook.
Oh no, Hikaru just not starting out well. Shakes his head and says, "All right, time to refresh things before."
That's a bad start.
That was not a good start for Hikaru, absolutely. And the next game is already underway.
And Firouzja's already down 8 seconds. What's going on here? This is a great opening choice by Hikaru, by the way. And he would play this in a classical game. It's one of those slow hippopotamus-type positions where you don't commit to anything too soon. And we all know, as Danny, you like to say, chess players are afraid of commitment. And now he's committing to the king side. And he's.
I wasn't going to talk about your dating life, but you brought it up. So how is? No, I'm kidding.
Well, he's taking away the f5 square, which is very important. Now there's sacrifice on h3 at the right moment. Knight f6 to h5. That way you can go pawn to f5, try to break.
There was bishop takes h3 there, but Hikaru didn't do it. He's not going to get a second chance.
But he's also up 11 seconds on the clock. So instead of playing the best move, and I agree with you, Danny, bishop takes h3, missed opportunity. He's playing so quickly on the clock, going just for the tactics. I think he needs to slow down. I know Hikaru is amazing. How can I tell him what to do in bullet? He's just so much better than I am.
But I think you're right. There is always a bit of a hangover when you lose the first game. You get so amped, right? You're trying to both win the game in front of you and make up for the previous loss, which is always a bad thing to do, right? Can't play against your demons of the past. Okay, but that said,
I'm waiting for you to say, Danny, that make-up chess is never quite as good as it sounds.
Make-up chess is not usually worth the fight, as much as some chess players can be addicted to that cycle. But okay, we'll talk about relationships again later.
Wait, okay, so what's going on here is opposite color bishops. Bishop to f4.
Hikaru did not convert that the best way we thought of, but again, look at the time advantage you highlighted. So as much as we criticize him playing too fast.
Oh, okay, 8 g4, that's also good.
Yeah, he even could have played rook h1 check and swung around to a1 to go after the a-pawn. He's going to do it the second time, and Alireza is going to run and try to defend. I really don't think that this is anything but Hikaru's game to win now with so much time on the clock. Unless he gets himself mated. That would be the one way this backfires, is if this king walks up the board. Okay, rook c8 allows rook f8. Oh my gosh, I have got to calm down.
Yeah. You're so nervous. You got me there. I was like, what's going on?
Oh my gosh. I
thought you spilled coffee on yourself and we're at the Zamboni, honestly.
Yeah, that's why I got a sippy cup, you know?
I got to drink some tea right now because this is just a pleasure to watch.
Well, despite a rough beginning for Hikaru, he blew an extra pawn on the b file, and then he walked right into a fork. But forgetting game one, you win the next game, and we only have 26 minutes left in this first quarterfinal matchup. If you're just joining us, everybody, I know you're like, hey, isn't this the championship? No, it's not. This is only the start of the day, which should get you amped because we have one quarterfinal match after another until we get to the semifinals, and then it just gets even more fun and more intense. So this is like my new favorite event. Is that just because of the instant gratification world we live in, where bullet is the only thing that can get my heart pumping? Robert,
I think
analyze
so.
me.
I think so. I'm going to psychoanalyze you right now. Oh, F8, the rook is hanging. Knight takes
Yeah,
G6.
that's a problem. Firouzja is okay. He's all in on a tiltish attack. Hikaru can go for mate. I thought he might play rook e1 just to free the f1 square for the queen to guard h3,
But
but he
this is
didn't.
even more aggressive and
Yeah,
impressive.
this is even better. And not Firouzja's best start here. He shakes his head.
So now you have knight h4 even. Knight h4 defends the g2 square from mate.
Right, and the queen can't even go to h3 anyway because the pawn is being spied on h5.
Okay, interesting decision. Knight h4 kept the extra material, but he's up 7 seconds. He's up in exchange, but the position's closed, Danny. How is he going to get this one? Because the e4 pawn is the only target.
And now d5's falling. Oh, I thought d5 would fall, but for some reason Firouzja didn't take it. I thought Hikaru blundered. He had rook d3. I know, he had rook d3. I was just about to highlight it, but he blundered it. So he might be worse here despite being up the exchange.
He's worse, but he's up 3 seconds on the clock. But I think black is better here.
Hikaru's going to go for the win, though. He's going to find a way to move the king up, maybe sacrifice the f2 pawn.
I don't see a way to do that. That looks too dangerous.
Okay, well, you were right. He settles on the peaceful result, shakes his head a little bit, feels like that one got away from him.
Yeah, that was definitely a missed opportunity, Danny. I mean, he had a great position. He was winning on the board. He missed knight h4, a defensive move, right? Moving your knight back or any piece backwards is always the hardest one to find, especially when you have no time on the clock. And look what he's getting here. This is great for Hikaru. He has the dark square bishop on a beautiful diagonal now.
Not only is it great for Hikaru objectively here, but this is also great for Hikaru because he's able to play his normal bullet style, which is this double fianchetto kind of hedgehog setup that anybody who follows Hikaru's streams or follows his game know he loves. If he can do this and be in his comfort zone all day against people, Robert, this is going to be what people thought it would be, right? Hikaru was who we thought he was because I think in order to beat him today, somebody has to beat this system because objectively, Robert, this double fianchetto setup is kind of dubious. There's a reason Hikaru doesn't do this in OTB chess, right?
Yep.
But if people can't challenge and beat him in that opening when it's objectively a dubious position, you really don't have a chance. You've got to get him out of his comfort zone.
And look at the clock situation. You know he's in his comfort zone when he's up 10 seconds on the clock every single game against Firouzja, who we've seen be the absolute monster that he is. And this is just good news for Nakamura fans. And you're right, Danny. I think he's out to prove that people are saying, oh, well, didn't you see Alireza past 3,300? Hikaru on his stream said, I mean, he didn't hyper bullet chess, 30 seconds per side. He beat Eric Hansen something like 40-3. I don't know if that's accurate, but it goes
something
to show
like that. Yeah,
taking this very, very seriously.
Oh, Hikaru is just working it right now.
Yeah,
with no diggity. He bagged up the pawns and brought it on the A file. This is a Hikaru special right now, and like you said, he wasn't. I don't think he was critical. Those who follow Hikaru's stream know that he's obviously competitive. We love that about him, but I don't think he was critical of Alireza's record. He was just saying, look, hyper bullet is a different game than traditional bullet, and he's absolutely right? And he's saying, look, I think at some point we might even consider having different rating systems for hyper and bullet. We don't have that now, but it is a discussion being had. So, I think he's right. I don't think it was anything bitter, but it does mean a little bit of motivation for Hikaru to prove that he's number one here, not Alireza, who owns the all-time bullet rating record.
Yeah, and it's funny, right? You don't want to poke the bear, and in this case, Hikaru tends to be known as the best. Ooh, look at that tactic! Wait,
he takes E2. I don't know that this is actually working out well for Hikaru. This one.
No, I mean Hikaru is better.
I was just gonna say, but Black's king is open, and right as I said that, I regretted saying this wasn't good for Hikaru. As long as you don't hang mate on G2.
Yep, and he's starting to scoop up some pawns.
He'll probably free his back rank, and then he plays H3, and here comes the other rook. Yep.
Yeah, he's gonna take on H7 and take. I'll get the queen against the two rooks.
Yep, and he's gonna drive the A pawn like it owes him money, and that's what he's doing. Here comes A5. As soon as the B pawn protects it.
There it goes. And D4 is up by queen D3 check, so you'd lose the pawn.
These are the kind of position. Queen H5 and queen takes D5 is what I thought he'd do, but he took first. Okay, unless the rooks find a perpetual here, everybody, these are the types of positions where the queen can just dominate the two towers because the king is open and you have targets on the other side of the board to worry about. The rooks need focus. They need coordination. They need doubling and second and seventh rank control.
Uh-oh, it's a draw.
But Hikaru blundered a perpetual.
And he didn't go for it. I think this is a mistake.
Alireza should have gone for it. He's going to regret that, I think.
Yeah, because he can't go
Okay,
king
now
h6.
he has it one more time. I think he'll do it. Yeah. Okay, so he won't regret it.
He's mating him. He's mating him if he gets a rook to h6. Okay, but now Hikaru found the draw. Whoa!
No!
Hikaru plays on.
Hikaru blunders mate. Oh!
My gosh! He blundered mate.
Okay, well, hand it to the kid who's hanging with him. He may be 15 years old, but he's old in spirit when it comes to bullet chess.
And look how focused
Alireza shakes his head. He kind of knows he got away with one there. Hikaru got a little bit too frisky for his own good. He should still have a lead right now, but hey, we are deadlocked at 2.5 games apiece. The people are getting what they pay for here on Twitch.
So they get nothing? Oh, wait a second. Anyway, Firouzja looks so concentrated. I've been looking at his video, and he's just like head down. No one can tell him what to do. He's just focused. And there's going to be some knight f3 checks. That's why he went king to h1 just to avoid any tactics on the f3 square. They might have been missed, actually, by both sides a couple moves ago. But here we see that Hikaru with the black pieces has bad pawn structure. And, look at that, knight e1.
Yep.
e4. We didn't take on e4? Wasn't that hanging stuff with a back rank mate threat?
The back rank was under fire as far as I know. Hikaru is still just much better this game, but okay. National Master of the Truth says, wow, Hikaru has thrown 2 wins away if you take that first game and that second one. I agreed. He does seem a little off at this point. But give Firouzja some credit, right? Not many people even create enough opportunities for Hikaru to go wrong. So, shout out to all the chatters, Chess TV, Twitch TV. Love you all. Thanks for being here.
Danny, it's great news when you could play your not best bullet chess and still be tied 2.5 against Hikaru Nakamura. It's a good sign for what's going to come in the future here. And right now, there's some knight c5 ideas, so watch out for that long
rook d4. He wants the diagonal. He wants those light squares.
Just
look at that.
It open.
Bishop d5.
Bishop a8, and then
I thought you were right too, but he still has other ways to do it. He can put the bishop on a8 the second time. He still doesn't do it though.
Yeah, that is curious because now it's hard
you can see Hikaru's body language. He's kind of he's not happy with how he approached that, and now he has to watch out for h7.
Queen choose mate.
Oh yes, he pumps his fist.
Hikaru. My gosh.
I don't want to say what I just read Hikaru's lips as saying, but let's just say it was an explicitive, and he was happy with that fist pump.
Wow, it's just like he moved that bishop back, and Alireza forgot that the queen could have jumped to g2. Woo, this is intense.
Yeah, no,
right?
Hikaru needed that one. He wanted that one, and he got it. Shout out to DJ G Wars. That's our boy, the Tedster, hanging in the Chess TV chat. Everybody on Twitch. Yeah, Hikaru wants this match. Don't you think anything other than that?
Can we talk about how well they're playing, by the way? Like, this is like
this is such high-quality chess, given what we're seeing as far as 1-0.
And look at this, an exchange sacrifice where white starts pushing the queenside pawns, but black's going knight b3 and fork the rook and the bishop, winning for black. But because it's bullet, look at the queenside, b6, b7, and now I have the b8 square under my control.
You couldn't take a5 because b4 would have forked? Whoa. Yeah, that was not
take, b7, rook c8. So he'll win the... okay. He doesn't...
Oh, my God. Is he going to have 2 passers? No, I think Hikaru blundered that just straight up.
Yeah, he did. But at least he's got the good knights. Knight d5, knight c6.
The knight comes into c4 and b6, and somehow this isn't easy for Alireza.
Yeah, what's the deal here? But okay, the bishop on
there must be a win. Yeah, Hikaru was going to simplify. I don't think that was best, but the black king was coming from e8 to d7 anyway. So this is just a matter of Alireza figuring it out.
Yeah, he got the pawns.
Although, okay, Hikaru does still have a knight. He decides there's too much time there, shakes his head. And again, we're back to a tied match with only 17 and a half minutes remaining on the total clock. So, this is
and something
don't kid yourself, everybody. This is going to be close.
It's what we addressed, Danny, though. Hikaru in that game was up 10 seconds on the clock. Maybe there was a moment or two where he could have spent some of that time to find a better plan for it because he had great compensation with those queenside pawns. And look at this game. Firouzja going all forward on the king side.
This is what Firouzja needs to do. Everybody, this is an attack that white has to start to get against Hikaru's favorite fianchetto systems. The way you beat this stuff is chess principles, which is you just get a big center and then you use it.
And it looks to me like black's attack is stronger, though. Ooh,
H2. Yeah, now I agree.
Yeah, just knight c4 ideas coming. He trades the bishops first, and the knight f2 was a threat, so he put his rook on e1, and now knight c4 is coming in the near future. Oh, he brings the
knight d3. Watch out, knight c4. Oh, that's going to hurt if you land a knight there. Hikaru does it. B2's under fire.
So he's really just going after b2, and now how can he do this? Knight takes no. Knight takes
You got to
b2.
watch out. If that bishop ever moves, there's a discovered check on this diagonal.
He found it though. C2 is
Queen
hanging
takes c8?
because C2 was hanging with no matter what. So he's gonna lose his
Oh,
queen.
okay. I missed that. Yeah, I didn't realize how forcing that was.
Wait, why did he take on C2? The C2 pawn's been hanging. Oh, his back ranked mates.
He's worried about the H pawn getting out of control, but this is the right idea. Just give back some of the material you have extra if you're Hikaru to open up White's king.
D4, the rook's hanging.
Yeah, and Alireza is going to throw in the towel. Okay. Well, wow, this is one win after another. Have we seen either player win 2 in a row yet?
I
guess we did.
So.
Alireza won the first game, then Hikaru. No, because there was a draw in the middle.
Yeah,
I don't think we've seen a 2 in a row by either player yet.
No, we have not. But for Hikaru, he's playing very quickly. He's playing well. I think he's been playing slightly better than Firouzja. I don't think that's an insult to say. I think just that we've seen Hikaru throw away some results, and for Firouzja, he's been more of the beneficiary. But that's not to take anything away from Firouzja. He's been keeping it in there on the clock. He's been keeping it there on the board to an extent where he can still survive.
In this game, it's a rare setting to see Firouzja better on the board and on the clock.
Yep. And it's slightly better for black because White has this isolated pawn. Now, bishop c4 was a better move. He had bishop c4 take on e6, missed that opportunity.
Yeah, Hikaru missed the chance for a skewer there, which would have changed the structure.
Yeah, that he needed to do that.
Now he's going to go for the obstacle bishops, and he'll still be worse. Only Firouzja can win this endgame.
Yep, except for the clock. That's the only way Hikaru has a chance here. And take on d5, bishop takes bishop
take on d5, put the bishop on f4. Oh, he goes for the rook ending. I guess that's fine. Still, though, this should be a draw by X's and O's of chess, if that matters in bullet.
Well, rook f3 now. He lost the pawn. Rook to b3. Okay, I would have gone rook d7 there. So
yeah, there's still rook c7 coming, and who's better?
Take a7.
Right? Hikaru's better.
Yeah.
Oh, was that pawn going to be stopped? Okay, it wasn't.
Yeah, g6 was a bad move back when he played it because he could have traded off more pawns.
You can hear my breath. I can't even, how quickly they recognize Hikaru taking with the rook, knowing that black can't stop the a pawn with the king. Just incredible.
Yeah, and king h4 would have been met by mate, so he didn't put his king up there, but the next game's already underway, so we don't have time to talk about it. But here, Firouzja adopting an English setup. He eventually probably put his knight e1, knight c2, get the d5.
e4 wins a piece. Firouzja blundered.
He blundered.
And this is a very common tactic in this opening. You got to watch out for. Firouzja shaking his head there. The expansion on the B file is very typical in these English, everybody, but you got to be aware of the common tactics that occur in the middle games that you play, which is why Hikaru keeps playing these systems, because this is like probably Hikaru has played this position. This is a walk in the park, right?
Yeah, he's played this a million times.
Yep.
And here we see that Hikaru's up a piece. And I said this many times in the past. It's just because Hikaru is so good that the higher rated player in classical chess, if they're about level and bullet strength, I think as you play a match format, the higher rated classical player sort of rises to the top. And the reason I say is because you just, you see things a little bit more quickly. I think most of the top players do that, and Hikaru especially. And I just feel like his familiarity and, it's part of his age.
He's a little frustrated here because he didn't convert. He blundered the rook on a2. Oh, my God.
Commentators curse if there's ever one.
Oh, my gosh. And again, we have still not seen either player deliver back-to-back victories in this match. So the storyline, this is where it starts to get close. It feels like a better NBA team who's just letting the other team hang around. If you get into the fourth quarter and we're still saying, well, it seems like Hikaru's playing better, but he doesn't really have a lead, then maybe anything could happen here. I mean, Hikaru has been playing better. He's been winning several games that he has not converted, and the kid is sticking with him.
Wow. I mean, I can't believe that. That's just ridiculous. He won a piece.
He won a piece out of the opening. It was, and I said it was a walk in the park from the perspective that, well, he was up a piece in the opening. And why does root beer make you burp? And why is Hikaru so much fun? Thank you, Jerry.
Well played. Oh, well, Firouzja opening up that bishop that's a bad decision for sure, because now the bishop is dominating on the light squares and the queen side.
The bishop is going to have a say here. Firouzja has to back that thing up to g5.
Take a5.
Just like Juvie taught him to. Oh, I thought rook b1 would have been better. Put the rook on b5, Hikaru. Okay, he's going to do that the second time around. Look for bishop c6. The rook's going to infiltrate. Yeah, he's got the right idea now.
This looks like a lesson on Chess.com. I saw someone, maybe it was Goldust Torrey doing some lessons for Chess.com.
Yeah.
Or on Chess.com, I should say. And it was something like this, where you just show the rook to b5, taking up space on the queen side. And there's no checkmate, right? Bishop f4 is met by queen to e1 or queen to f2 at any point. All right, even if queen g3. Well, this is a good counterattack now. The rook on f8 is much better placed. Queen g3, e4 ideas. And Alireza is up on the clock. So Hikaru.
Look at this, though.
C3
Alireza
only
up on
move
the clock
C3.
and with the attack in an obscure bishop position. This is danger zone, the highway to it. And Hikaru has never been. No, he has been down because he lost the first game of the match. So this would be the second time Firouzja had a lead here.
Wait, why is Firouzja not taking on F3? Take the pawn on F3.
I don't know. And now he's blowing it. I mean, but who's gonna? This is maybe the first truly dead equal pure time scramble we've had today. Who's gonna flag the other?
There's no way Hikaru loses this game on time, or maybe there is.
Now he's got King G4.
But King G4 doesn't do anything.
Yeah, ultimately they agree to withdraw. Wow.
Wow, that was pure mouse speed there.
Whew. Only 11 minutes left. I want to make sure that our team, I know you're listening, is letting the players know of the total time remaining, of just so that they're aware of the match situation. Saying that out loud to everybody. It's okay to do that sometimes. Make sure the players know how much time is remaining between games.
Yeah, it's essential. They need to know that.
So that they know the situation they're in. So many of you with us, roughly 3,000 of you, 332 active members chatting in the Chess.com TV room. No matter where you are, thanks for spending your weekend with us.
Whoa.
Firouzja
going all in here.
All in. This is how you got to do it. Hikaru doing a bit of a head bob, though. Feels like he's going to survive this despite being under the major attack.
But now with that pawn capturing the knight, the attack feels way less potent. And now black's up in exchange. This is Hikaru's game. What we said so many times before. Hikaru, you need to put this one away. You cannot let Firouzja stay around. You know, you've been outplaying him for most of this match thus far. Just got to put a good game together from start to finish. And Firouzja looks like a good second half team. You're making a basketball reference before. That's what Firouzja looks like to me. Out of the gates, he's a little slow. He's getting himself the time trouble and trouble on the board. And then when it matters most, A4, A3. Just go for that pawn push.
You got to go A4, A3. There's been some comments, people surprised that Hikaru's bullet strategy has allowed Firouzja this H4, H5, H6 idea. I don't think it's objectively very good for white, but in a bullet game, it does create some dysfunction. Ooh, and now Hikaru might...
Oh, D5 saying. But
A5 and B4 falls next.
Uh-oh. That was the ambulance for Hikaru's
Turning around. Hikaru is up 5 seconds on the clock, though. Typically where he belongs in bullet matches up on the clock, but this is close.
Yep. Oh.
The bishop pair unfortunately eliminated at the cost of the D pawn for Firouzja. Here comes C5, C4.
Firouzja's up a pawn. This should be
the knight is super tricky in these endgames.
Just
watch
kidding.
out for the knight. You can pre-move with confidence with a knight very often.
Yes, because you go to F5, right? Go to F5. Pre-move to F5. You know you can't be taken.
F4 take. Hikaru may be lucky for a draw.
Well, now
G4 falling. Here comes the H pawn though, and the A pawn's faster.
But then, the A pawn is
both
faster.
sides queen, and he's got queen takes H1.
Oh my god!
And Hikaru is not happy right now. He is down a game in this match with only 8.5 minutes to go.
8.5 minutes?
Hikaru's 8.5 minutes to go in the half an hour of the quarterfinals. The quarterfinals, everybody, are 30 minutes. The semis are 60 minutes, and then tomorrow we have the brand new format. If you're just joining us, boy, are we in for a wild one today. This is how we're starting things.
Wow, this is insanity. And, Danny, I heard you were a wild one, but right now, Hikaru, he needs to rein himself in. He's got to tame himself because he's been playing such good chess, and being up on the clock, but not putting everything together at the critical moments.
Yep. No, I mean, it's been a surprise to see it as close as it even is right now. Again, Hikaru in a very strong position. Knight takes G6, mate is being threatened on the board.
Yep, and he has some
Hikaru has made blunders in winning positions and while up on the clock, and he just made another one. And he loses his queen, and he's got to recover. This is one of those. I mean, Hikaru was just completely on the attack, the only aggressor, and he just threw away that game. What in the world here? We lost the call, and that's okay. We're going to continue the show. Right now it's Solo Dan, Solo Adventure. Welcome, everybody. I'm Steve Irwin. Let's go hunt some crocodiles. Shout out to the late and great crocodile hunter. All right, well, what do we have here? We lost the call, and Hikaru might be on the verge of losing this match if he doesn't pull it together. We have somebody won 2 games in a row for the first time, and it was not the guy you might have expected, not Hikaru Nakamura. But, okay, he has to recover. He's the better player. He knows it. And right now he's got to show it. He's going to take A2. He's up on the clock as well as up on the board, but you get in that danger zone with only this much time left. This is very SCC-ish, right, where a Firouzja just gets one more win, now you can start milking these games, right? He can milk this game out as long as possible to make sure that it's taking time off the total match clock. So remember the gamesmanship of this format, which makes it super exciting, right? Different than traditional chess events in that way. Getting some messages here of people trying to rejoin. We will have everybody back in just a moment, so don't you panic, baby birds. Mama's here. Here comes a rook. Hikaru just has to make sure he doesn't blunder anything on the H-file. It's not going to be that easy. Okay, he does have the rook H5, so maybe I'm wrong. Maybe we will have some lemon squeezy here. It is easy for Hikaru. He converts it, and they play another game.
Hey, Danny, am I back? Can you hear me?
You are back, sir. We've got you.
I said Hikaru needed me to leave for him to win. That's what happened, though.
Hey,
he's like, Robert, get away from me.
Right now, Hikaru needs every win he can get, dude. We are down to only roughly, I think, 5.5 minutes going. 3,000 of you with us. Thanks for being here. Sit tight through our small difficulties here, but it's a live show. That's how you know it's not rehearsed, and that makes you get your money's worth here on Twitch.
How much time's left in the match?
Dude, I don't know. We'll get the time here. I think it's about 5 minutes, and it's only a one-game lead for Firouzja, though. This is I'm just so surprised that this match is even where it's at.
Yeah, no, I mean, Hikaru has blown so many good positions here, and I mean, this is just now is a chance, right? Now is a chance. He's got to play quickly. Rook A5 there would have hit the B5 pawn. Oh,
He does indeed win a pawn.
Okay.
But again, this is where you got to give the kid some credit that he's got himself in this spot where it's just not going to be easy for Hikaru at all. The D pawn is going to run. Here comes Daryl.
Oh, queen takes D3 was a missed free pawn. He could have taken that pawn D3.
He's taking the pawn. Hikaru is he's playing too fast. He's playing too instinctively because maybe in a rare setting, he's actually a little bit nervous.
Knight D4. He won
Knight D4, the fork.
He got it.
And Hikaru's going to level up this match, possibly. I'm not going to call anything until it's over, though.
What happens if there's a tie in the match?
It goes to overtime.
Oh, my gosh.
They
nervous.
play until someone wins.
I can't handle overtime. I really can't.
Dude. Oh, you can handle this because you're ready for my jelly. I'm going to shake it for you.
So he's going to try to get his queen on the dark square. Okay. So
yeah, this is Firouzja doing it. Okay, but here comes the F7 pawn. This is how you overwhelm. So you can get the queens off the board, but he's also got a time advantage. So playing tickle here from a match strategy point of view, not a bad one for Hikaru.
Yes, absolutely not. You're right. So he's going to keep moving back and forth. It's much harder to move with this bishop.
Uh-oh.
This bishop can't move. Oh.
Now you've got the 8th rank. Y'all got problems.
And now this.
And Firouzja takes advantage of the pre-move.
That
Nastiness
was so
by Firouzja.
He was dead. He knew he was dead. So he
knew he was dead, and he did what he had to do. Whoa, he's pre-moving. He's still down on the clock, though, despite the pre-moves, and Hikaru's going to take advantage of that.
He can take a bishop.
Okay, Hikaru not going to be fooled twice. Yeah. Firouzja goes for one last stab in the dark. Give the kid some credit, right? Golf clap.
Wow, he was
even though he lost.
There. He did it like 4 different times, honestly. That was really smart, but Hikaru ties it up. He was down 2 games in this match. It's now tied 7-7, 7-7. And
dude,
here with the black piece.
Next person who wins probably wins the match. We have only 3 minutes remaining, roughly, just over 3 minutes. I am.
3 minutes. Oh my gosh!
It's actually closer to 2 minutes in the official game timer. We'll try to update that for you guys, but we are literally down to the wire. We probably have 2 games left in the match.
Oh my gosh! And 7-7, 7-7, and I hope the players are keeping an eye on the clock there because this is critical. You cannot go down either player here. Knight D5, threatening rook takes C6.
Firouzja is on the grind.
Watch out for
rook takes C6 was a threat followed by the fork on E7, which is why Hikaru had to run.
So bishop E5, okay, but it's knight E5. Oh, I would not have
given up. This is a favorable situation for Firouzja. The knight much better than the bishop and bullet.
But watch out, if that H4 pawn falls down, then all of a sudden the kingside pawns are running very quickly.
That's right, you're right. Okay, well, despite the knight being better.
Look at that bishop, you go to B4. Oh, D5, he got...
D5, super nice move, but F7 might fall.
You're right, F7 is falling. Oh, look at that move, king F6, you can't take with the rook.
King F6, 33 to 31 seconds here. I'm not...
But, oh, he's hung his rook back.
He hung his rook in the process.
King E5.
Knight B5 is coming.
I don't know who's better here and why.
I don't know who's better either, Robert. I'm freaking out.
I think it's a draw. I think with best play, it's a draw because you're
probably best play is a draw.
King D5. The knight was almost trapped. So you actually
he should have played King D5. Not sure why Hikaru went for this. He's going to settle on the draw, unless he's got to win with H3 and a G pawn.
He's got to win.
Freaking Lord! Oh my God! Oh my God! What a swindle!
Oh my God!
That was so I almost cursed on Chess.com TV for the first time in my life.
Honestly, it might have been winning at that point because the bishop cut the king off, and if the king could run to h2 like that, it might have just
Maybe
been
he
winning.
was winning the whole time. Did Hikaru have the foresight to see that idea?
I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
So Hikaru's won
What's
three
the
straight
exact
games.
time left? We have 45 seconds left in the match. Firouzja has to win this game or it's over.
Oh
We will
my
update the
gosh.
total time, everybody. The technical glitch lost us a little bit, but this is it.
And both players are
Firouzja
missing.
wins or it's over.
Both players miss some knight takes e5 tactics there with the knight f4 hanging, but we'll forgive them. And there it is.
Oh my gosh. The kid has his chance. If he wins this, it goes to overtime.
But he's losing this. He lost the e5 pawn, c6 is hanging next. Knight takes c6 wins material.
No, but b2 falls if you go for
But
it.
then d8, the rook on d8 is hanging as well.
Yeah, true, but Hikaru wants more than that. He wants Bob Barker this.
He's also up 17 seconds.
He wants the whole thing.
Okay,
He's
watch
up
out for
17 seconds. Oh my gosh, this is it. Firouzja has to win this game. It's officially over on the clock.
And it's officially over on the board as well. Look at Hikaru go.
No, not yet. Firouzja has to win this game,
It's over.
and it's it. I think they're going to end up playing one more because they see the time there, but we will inform the players that this last one officially actually does not count. Hikaru Nakamura wins the first quarterfinal by a score of 9.5 to 7.5. And I just lost 5 years on my total lifespan.
Yeah, you can breathe again, Danny. We have a,
We can abort the game. Chat, staff, you can abort the game and let the players know it's over. 9.5, 7.5.
But
We'll
don't we
fix
want to
the
see
timer there to let you know that time is up. and we will
Hikaru
abort
brilliancy
this
was
game.
in the works here.
The match is over. Hikaru Nakamura barely gets by against the youngster Alireza Firouzja. Hikaru punches his ticket to the semifinals, and I just punched my ticket to more therapy. Hikaru Nakamura gives me stress. The PTSD is real. Robert, that was so exciting, I have to admit. As somebody who predicted that Hikaru would dominate this match against people's predictions, I was clearly wrong. Firouzja, regardless of the fact that Hikaru beat himself in a couple games, Robert, that was a swindle.
Hello?
Hey, Hikaru. I don't know if Hikaru can hear us, but he's there.
There he is. He just took over Alireza's positioning there.
He took over Alireza's position. Hikaru,
Hello?
can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Whoa.
Wow, dude. I know that probably was not your ideal outline for how you wanted to win this match, but how close was that? I mean, just how nervous were you? Tell us how what went down in your eyes just now in your match with Alireza.
Yeah, I mean, for starters, I wasn't sharp. I mean, I think out of the gate, I was winning at least in the first four, if not the first 5 games. There was this game I lost where I was up the piece. There was the game where I allowed the mate with the queen against the 2 rooks. I just wasn't very sharp at the start. But towards the end, I felt that I kept it messy, and I think, I think the key was that Alireza wasn't able to stop the streak. I mean, in a 30-minute match, it's very tricky because it's going to come down to whoever gets on a bigger swing. I mean, we're both so good that somebody's going to win 2 or 3 in a row, and it just happened that I was the last one to go on the streak.
Well, and how much credit do you give your opponent for just in the games where you were winning, just keeping it messy and giving you those opportunities to go wrong? Is that something that he does well in Bullet? Give those opportunities for tricks?
Yeah, I mean, I think Alireza basically is just a better version of Danya. I mean, I think, like, when I think about bullet players I've played against, I think of tactical players like Danya as being the guy who plays a bunch of stuff that probably is just terrible objectively, but in bullet it's very good. And Alireza can do that as well as playing very positionally too. So, I mean, I think he's just a very good player, and it's really unfortunate that this was only 30 minutes because it would have been a lot more fun if it had been like, an hour, if it had been semis or the finals, because I think that would have been fitting for this match.
Well, Alireza, can you hear us there? I'm not sure he can hear us. So, Robert, I'll let you ask our next question while we try to get him on the line.
Hikaru, honestly, how nervous were you when you went down 2 games with about 7-8 minutes remaining on the clock?
Well, I didn't actually know when we started precisely. I mean, if we had started right at 1, I would have actually had like a better gauge. I wasn't sure at what point we had started. I mean, I feel like if it's 2 games, it's possible to come back, certainly with games only going 2 minutes. I wouldn't say I was panicking. I just felt that I just was playing bad chess. I mean, really, I was getting good positions in most of the games, and then my conversion was very bad, as I said at the start, with the actual winning positions. And then at the end, kind of, I felt like things would go my way eventually, and it was sort of a matter of would they go my way in time for me to win or not. And I wouldn't say I was panicked. Like I said, I got good positions. If I was getting blown away on the board, then I would have been panicking, because then that's a very bad sign. When it felt, to me at least, like my mistakes were more self-inflicted than anything. I just, you have to focus on the next game. And to give you a better example, I would say that the panic here was a lot less than the panic in my match against Wesley, for example. The match against Wesley, when I was down 2 games late in the 3-minute session, I would say it was far more worrying to me than this was. Although I could just be because it's slower games, you need more time to think. But that I would say was much more worrying and concerning to me than today.
Makes sense. Definitely makes sense.
Well, and I would say that as two people that were panicked themselves, and it's not even our match, I would give you a lot of credit for keeping your nerves together there. We were looking at the total time on the clock and looking at things ticking away, and obviously excited for both of you, but just really nervous. So a ton of kudos for keeping your nerves together there. Alireza, can you hear us? Alireza, are you there? I don't know that he is, and that's okay. Well, congratulations, Hikaru. You're moving on into the semifinals. Obviously, you don't know who you're going to play it, but before we let you go and get that next match underway, let me ask you, as you look at two guys that you've played a lot against in over-the-board classical chess at the highest level, Sergei Karyakin and Levon Aronian, but two guys who probably haven't had as many games against you online, certainly not in Sudden Death Bullet. One, let me ask, who do you think is the favorite in that match, and who do you think is a slightly more difficult matchup for you in the next round?
I mean, Sergey and Levon, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I did play Sergey in the bullet portion when we played in the Speed Chess Championship 2 years ago, I believe, and it was pretty close. Now, whether that's because I had the lead overall and I didn't need to really put my foot on the gas is a different question. But Sergey did play quite well throughout the bullet, so. Granted, that was 1-1, not 1-0, which is quite different. But I would say I expect Sergey to be the more difficult opponent simply because he's played a lot more online chess in general than Levon has. But I mean, really, I don't think anything is going to be tougher than. I mean, if I lose in the semis or the finals, it's completely on me for choking, because I would say Alireza is by far and away better than any of the other players in the field.
Quick question, Hikaru. Now that you said that, what do you make of this Bortnik, Alexander? Because he was very impressive in the qualifiers. And I don't know if maybe have you played him before in bullet chess here?
I mean, I played Bortnik, a lot of blitz games. In bullet, not so much. I mean, sorry, first of all, which one is it? Because there are two. Which one is it?
Alexander.
It's Alexander. Yeah. Okay, because there are two of them. I don't think I've played him at bullet. But again, I mean, I feel like when you look at the bullet tiers, I would say there are a couple people like myself, like Alireza, maybe Magnus, and maybe Danya in the same category. So anyway, it sounds like you guys have Alireza, so I'll let you ask him some questions.
Hey there, Alireza. You can hear us?
Oh.
we can hear him. For some reason, he can't hear us.
There you go.
Try Alireza.
I think I can hear you.
Oh, hello.
Yes.
First of all, congratulations on a very, very well played match. You had us on the edge of our seats, and were you aware that when you had your first 1 point lead, having gotten 2 games in a row, that there was only roughly 6.5 minutes remaining in the total match clock?
Yeah, I didn't know the time. This was a problem. I didn't know. I thought it should get over in 7:30. This European time, but we started 5 minutes later. So I thought it should get over very soon, but
right.
Yeah, I got easily distracted by this.
Well, you played very well, and we're sorry for the confusion there. But either way, you guys, you had a very close match, and as Hikaru said, I think before you could hear him, it was kind of felt like just a matter of whichever of you got on a run first in a very short 30-minute match was probably going to win, and he managed to get those last 2 or 3. But what are your thoughts on how the match went today? Maybe in some hindsight, some things you would have done differently or better to hold on to your lead and move on to the semifinals.
Yes, I played all my white games was very bad. I think in this split line, I always play with Hikaru and I always lose in this opening in 3 minutes, 1 minute. I don't know. This was the main problem. I think against B3 system, I played very well. And actually, I prepared a bit before the game. So, but yeah, this two game I was leading. After that, I got distracted easily. I don't know. But of course, he's playing very fast, and I think he's stronger than me in this one.
How difficult is it to play against Hikaru's opening system that he plays a lot in Bullet? How difficult is that opening system to face?
Yeah, he was playing very faster than usual, so it was not easy for me to handle everything. And opening, yeah, he's playing some systems that he knows very well, so it's not easy to play against him.
Yeah, Alireza, you did an amazing job hanging in there early in the match because some of your positions were very difficult and you were down on the clock. So can you tell everybody, how do you find the strength in the defense to hold on in positions that look losing on the board and are tough on the clock as well?
I think it's about a little bit about luck and just playing fast. And just don't. I think there's not much to say about it.
Well, we know it's difficult and sometimes there's not much to say after playing a guy like Hikaru and Bullet. But Alireza, you're clearly a rising star. It's a pleasure for us to be able to watch you go toe to toe with a guy like Hikaru. And before we let you go, I wanted to just wish you the best of luck in the Speed Chess Championship coming up, where I think many people see you as one of the favorites for sure. And I actually believe, I'm being told by our producer, that we're actually going to be getting set to start our next quarterfinal match here. So very soon, I think we're going to bring up the bracket and thank both you, Hikaru and Alireza. Obviously, Hikaru, we will see you in about 2.5 hours, I guess, for the semifinals. And Alireza, we're going to let you enjoy your night there. And again, thank you both for playing. Congratulations to you both. And Hikaru, we will see you soon.
See you.
Thanks.
Yeah, thank you.
And all right, so we now have a winner there, as you just saw. Hikaru Nakamura beats Alireza Firouzja by a score of 9.5 to 7.5. Just an amazing match. Apologies there if there seemed to be some disconnect in some of the moments of the interview to everybody watching, but thank you for sticking with us. 4,000 of you on the edge of your seat, and these next matches will probably be just as close. Robert, that was literally, I feel like, all we could have asked for as far as entertainment, and both these guys giving us a great interview, very humble responses, very complimentary of each other they are, and I can't wait for our next match.
Yeah, I can't wait either, Danny. I think one thing that stood out to me in those interviews was both seemed to be in agreement that Firouzja, he's not quite there yet. He's an amazing talent. He's 15 years old, but he himself said, well, Hikaru just played better and faster than I did, and that seems to be the general trend. So I think that in time, as Alireza continues to improve as a chess player in terms of his classical chess skills, he prepared for the match. It goes to show that how seriously he took it. But there were certain critical moments where Hikaru was outplaying him. And yes, Alireza did an amazing job in the first half of the match. And even up until probably 22 minutes into the match, he had that lead of even 2 games. But as the clock wound down, Hikaru found his footing and he was able to play amazing chess and play quickly. And I saw someone in the chat saying it might be an unpopular opinion, but Hikaru got a bit lucky. Now, I think Hikaru actually got unlucky throughout the match, and this could have been a wider spread. But congrats to both players. Yep. Hikaru played very, very well. Alireza was a formidable opponent. And yeah, this could have been a finals matchup, and it will be a finals matchup in years to come, I believe.
I couldn't agree more with every word that's flying out of your mouth. I do also agree that Hikaru kind of almost dug himself a hole that he almost didn't get out of, right? And it was interesting to hear he said that he never panicked. If he had felt like he was getting outplayed, that would have been a different thing. And I agree with you. And this, sometimes being accused of Hikaru favoritism on Chess.com. I just don't think that's true at all. I think he's just clearly the best player in this situation, and we call it like we see it in terms of the advantage on the board was consistent for Hikaru, but his conversion was not. And I give a ton of credit to Firouzja for like you said, staying in those games, keeping it tricky enough, right? Your opponents can't blunder unless you give them the opportunity to do so, right? I mean, Magnus Carlsen is very well known for creating opportunities for his opponents to go wrong in classical chess, and I think that there's something to that. And Firouzja, not taking anything away from him to say that, as you said, he's just not quite there yet, right? But who knows? Maybe within a year or two, this will be a matchup that is really a coin flip. So, and it almost was today. Shout out to our last Twitch Prime sub there, and everybody that is throwing your support our way. We just can't thank you enough for being here, for watching. We've actually got our first quick break of the day. We're going to take right now, but when we come back, our next quarterfinal match will be beginning. We'll be starting. So don't go anywhere. We're going to be right back.